travel to work, still not at work, travel to work. Yes, I'm at work. And just time for a spot of porridge and a nice sit down before it's time to go home again. This week, Click goes walkabouts to explore the phenomenon of life logging. But just how much of your life and your friends do you want everyone else to see? A view of the world like no other will bring you the secrets behind these amazing pictures. Opening the door to a smarter abode, we have the latest on the automated home. There's all that, plus the latest tech news, and if you've ever thought your social life was a soap opera, we'll show you how to turn your Facebook feed into a TV show in Webscape. Welcome to Click, I'm Spencer Kelly. The always-on society. It's a future feared by those of us who prefer to keep our private lives, well, private. Now, at the moment, we can choose what we share online, but if the niche trend of life logging catches on, well, there'll be more of us to see than any of us expected. LJ Rich walks us through the phenomenon and the implications it has for us all.
Unless you're naturally talented or well practiced, memory is fleeting. Perhaps that's why we love to record our favourite moments for posterity.
So this is my first ever photo walk, and behind me 700 people are getting ready to walk around Austin and take pictures, not just of Austin, but of each other. And then everyone shares the photographs afterwards. You would not believe how many people are taking photographs of me right now. I'm looking forward to this.
Now, I'm used to being on camera, but it certainly feels very different knowing my picture could be taken all the time by anyone, even though this is always the case in public spaces. So why does it feel strange? After all, my smartphone knows where I live, Facebook knows what I like, and there's a whole host of pictures and statuses I'm happy to share online with people I don't know. But there are those who've gone even further, sharing themselves, warts and all, and I'm not just talking about lovers' tiffs online. These super sharers upload time-lapsed short films exploring how they've aged, or the places they've visited and danced in, as well as some things the rest of us would rather keep private. That's Josh Harris, who a decade or so ago recorded his entire life for online viewers to see and comment on. So life logging, or life casting, has been around for a while.
I don't want to be treated like that, ever. No!
But life casting in the past traditionally involves doing this. So what happens when we start doing this? With my camera projecting outwards, it's recording my point of view, and that could include you.
And life logging becomes even easier when you go hands-free. Say, OK Glass, take a picture while wearing Google's soon-to-be-released specs and instantaneously add a memory to your increasing collection. Now, don't freak out yet. Remember, you probably take pictures all the time with other people in them, like this lot. And Trey Ratcliffe, the fellow behind the flash mob, is predictably very relaxed about all this overexposure.
We're all going to take more and more photos and share more and more because that's how we communicate with each other. It's unstoppable. And in essence, why complain about it? Why not adapt your lifestyle to deal with it? The problem isn't technology, because technology grows on its own. It's its own beast. The problem is probably our attitudes.
The life logging phenomenon is growing, and these days it has some serious backing, as Swedish startup Momoto found. Their Kickstarter campaign raised 11 times its target. The device automatically takes a picture every 30 seconds. It's a wearable tiny camera with GPS and an accelerometer built in. $280 might seem a little steep for a 5-megapixel gadget, but it comes with cloud software that helps you organise those 2,000 daily pics. The app it comes with shows the photos sorted into scenes. Pictures are grouped into moments by detecting light differences in the photos. Moments are mini time-lapse videos of what you've been up to in each location.
This device I'm wearing now is just a prototype, of course, with a much cooler form factor than this. This is transparent and so it'll be in different colors and everything. Well, there's a lot to tell about privacy and integrity, of course, and we've been really focused in designing a product, a service that is not intrusive and that is complying to both the user's integrity and the people around the user, in that sense that it's designed like this, pretty visible for people opposite of me, and that person can at any time ask me to take it off or ask me what it is, and it's not as it's not invisible, not a spy camera in a sense. So we've really been trying to implement that in the design of it.
Yes, the notion of recording your viewpoint throws up an interesting side effect. If you're not in the picture, other people are. Not so good if you're camera shy. And mixing automatic facial recognition with ever faster computing power makes for a possible future devoid of anonymity.
So we're now at a moment when mass observation is a global phenomenon, and we are recording aspects of our lives for each other. And God knows what the next generation of historians will be able to do with the sheer number of pieces of data we've collected through live blogging and these other phenomena. We've seen our culture become more exhibitionistic, but we're also seeing people become more uncomfortable with too much information society. And I think that's the tensions we're going to see playing out over the next decade.
Meanwhile, the photo walk is at an end. Batteries are empty and memory cards are full. Time to upload, post-produce, and most importantly, share those pictures. The shots are labelled with hashtags. People also get tagged. Here in Google+, I just had to approve them. There we go. Both social tagging and interest in devices like the Momoto camera shows that for some of us, it's no longer enough to merely record our memories. We need to make sense of them and share them too. But tagging and organising our lives publicly makes for a powerful and searchable database ripe for plundering. And life-logging's inexorable rise also presents us with a decision to make. Do we integrate it into our online life, or untag ourselves in an attempt to dampen our web presence? Regardless, total digital recall has arrived, a stark contrast to our fleeting analogue memory.
LJ Rich. And as LJ says, this idea of logging the world from your point of view has been around for a little while, but it might just catch on now the technology is small enough to actually be wearable. The question is it something that you would do? And is it something that you would mind being done to you? Let us know. Email click@bbc.co.uk. You can even send us a link to a video that you've made. We might use it on a future programme. OK, next up, this week's tech news. Fair trade officials in Taiwan are investigating reports that Samsung hired students to post negative comments about rival smartphone maker HTC. Samsung's Taiwanese Facebook page described the incident as unfortunate and said it would stop using anonymous comments as part of its marketing drive. Twitter has unveiled a new music recommendation app called #Music. What else? It analyses tweets and finds songs by artists that you follow on Twitter, and it'll initially be launched for Apple devices and PCs in the US, UK, Ireland, Australia and New Zealand. Previews of tracks are served up through iTunes, or you can stream them in full through a Spotify or Rdio account. Google's released more details of its Project Glass, the smart augmented reality specs it's developing for release later this year. It's told app developers that they won't be allowed to either charge for or serve up adverts to users on the device's tiny display. The voice-activated eyewear won't come with earbuds or headphones, but instead, a bone conduction transducer will deliver sound waves through the user's cheekbones and into the inner ear. Less incredibly, it will take 5-megapixel snaps and 720p HD video. Facebook has rolled out chat heads to Apple mobile devices. The feature, which allows you to continue chatting to friends while enjoying any part of Facebook, has been available on Android gadgets for a few weeks. But due to Apple's inbuilt software restrictions, the iOS version won't let you take your Facebook chatting heads outside of the Facebook app itself or have it active while you use other apps. E-reader maker Kobo has launched a high-definition e-ink display. The Aura HD boasts a higher resolution than its main rivals, and it's geared towards magazine readers, offering more crisp and clear pictures on its 6.8-inch screen. Whether we need such a high-res display is, of course, another question entirely. And finally, Leap Motion is making what will be a landmark jump for gesture control on computers. The startup has announced a deal to embed its technology within machines made by HP. Right now, it's a standalone controller able to accurately detect all 10 of your fingers' movements at once, allowing for intricate gesture-based controls. Now, there's always a ton of stuff happening online and in the tech world in general, and it can be a struggle to keep on top of it all. And that's why we thought we'd help out and show you this. So, take Google's Street View, the eye-level view of the world, and mash it up with a particular photographic technique, and this is what you get. It's basically a time-lapse technique combined with sweeping camera moves and usually focused on a point of interest. This particular one's been created using the JavaScript programming language at Tihan Lax, a creative outfit based in Canada, and they've used Google's Street View as their material. Now, usually this is a painstaking process which takes a lot of precision and hour upon hour of stitching images together. By using Street View, the Tihan Lax crew have developed an easy-to-use interface and engine that means now any of us can create our own hyperlapse. And it's quite stunning to boot. Fantastic stuff. And if you've seen anything like that you think we should share with the rest of the world, then email it through click@bbc.co.uk. And there's lots more still to come on this week's Click. We'll carry you across the threshold of the latest remote-controlled home, and we'll show you how to build a blog with a ready-made audience full of willing readers in Webscape.